Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Viva la Carnaval is continuing on in Lloydminster, and in this week's Beyond the Classroom, we see pre-kindergarten students experience an event that'll become an annual occurrence once they begin school. More games and activities are taking place in the city, celebrating French culture. Mother Teresa has now been incorporating the Carnival for the kids who have yet to start their schooling career.
Our Winter Carnival encourages active learning, fosters community, and offers a fun and seasonal approach to early childhood education. So it's for our entire school. Our pre-K to grade 2 students are all participating in it.
The pre-K program at Mother Teresa is now open for registration, with the parents proud of what the program offers for their children.
We wanted him to have the chance to have really good education and something that was manageable for him at this age. And we found Mother Teresa to be a really caring place, a place that's works with each unique kid, and so we really appreciated that for Angus.
Overall, Mother Teresa is thrilled with how this event has boosted the already strong community.
I think the event just builds a great sense of community. It's a whole school carnival, so like I said, our pre-K to grade 2 students are all participating. It's a sense of belonging and community. It brings together students, teachers, families in a shared experience that's strengthening relationships and the school spirit.
And that's all for this week's edition of Beyond the Classroom.
Attend program info sessions on Friday, March 7th at Lakeland College's Vermilion and Lloydminster campuses. For details and to RSVP, visit lakelandcollege.ca/info sessions.
A trades skills competition with high school students from all over the region was held at Lakeland College in Vermilion. Our Lane Hoffert has more.
The Lakeland RSCC brought high school students in the trades together in Vermilion to put their skills to work and earn a gold medal while they're at it.
We've got about 66 competitors involved in different skills throughout. So these students come from these different schools from the CTS programs, and they're trained by their teachers in the schools. They come here, they compete for gold, silver, bronze.
The skills competition is set up similar to high school sports, and Lakeland College Dean of Trades and Technology David King says watching students excel in both a trade and a team environment is very exciting.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity. I mean, a lot of these schools, they've got their sports teams. Their skills team is another team, right? It's just as much of a team. They get medal presentations. Just like all the other sports. So we're pretty enthused to watch these students and the skills that they have.
King says programs that promote trades are vital in showing high school students that there are essential career paths in the trades that don't require a university degree.
It's very important because these students are, maybe they don't want to go to university and take an education degree or a law degree. It's another profession. We call it parity of esteem in Alberta. So someone with a trades program, so a certificate, a journey person, is as important in Alberta as someone with a law degree.
Those who won gold at the Lakeland RSCC will head to provincials in Edmonton on May 7th and 8th. Lane Hoffert, Primetime Local News.
The Moose Lodge will be hosting their annual toy bingo coming up in a month. On April 5th, bingo will be for everyone, as kids and parents will be invited to take part in some fun at the Moose Lodge. The doors will open at noon and the entertainment will begin at 1. All the money raised will go toward a great program in the city.
So every year we do something different. This year we're going to be donating our funds to the Lloydminster Friendship Youth Center, the Osaka, which means youth. And we're taking food donations to non-perishables, so we can donate those also. So all the proceeds goes there.
The lodge will also have some other events coming up, including a few days of crib, a Kaiser tournament, and many more. But this event essentially gets kids out to enjoy a fun day of bingo.
It's just a great place for kids to come and meet new people too in that, So, and to help the local community for everything.
If anyone is looking for more information on the upcoming events, you can head on over to the Moose Lodge Facebook page. And the weather for Lloydminster, we are continuing on with just the beautiful weather for March.
We're kicking off March in a great way. You know, we had a great end to February, and it's nice to see it continue. And you know, our kind of a little bit of a preview into spring. And like you say, once again, today is just another beautiful day. And I've noticed the days are getting longer. That's always nice.
Yeah, more sunlight. Yes.
That's right. You know, we're leaving here, and there's still the sun. That's always good to see. It's +1 right now in Lloydminster. That wind blowing at 17 kilometers an hour, making it feel closer to -3. And like I said, that sun is out, and it's going to be out for a while. That's always nice. When we see those days get longer, we're just about to the equinox. That's going to be a little bit closer to the middle and end of this month, but you can see it's nice just about everywhere in Lloydminster and Lac La Biche and Cold Lake. It's +3. Bonnyville, St. Paul, and Vegreville, as well as Vermilion and Wainwright, are all at +2. Marwayne and Provost are at +1, and Edmonton is +4. So nice days all over Alberta, and once again, nice days in Saskatchewan as well. In Isle Cross, it's -3. St. Walburg, -1. Pierceland and Macklin are at +1, and then Green Lake, Meadow Lake, Maidstone, and North Battleford are all sitting right at 0. Tonight, North Battleford, it's going to get down to -14, but it will be a more clear night, so there won't be as many clouds. That'll kind of make up for it being a little more chilly, and that wind won't be quite as prominent. It'll be sitting at just 9 kilometers an hour compared to, you know, maybe some stronger nighttime winds. Tomorrow in North Battleford, it's going to be a nice day at +1. Low clouds in the morning, and then those clouds will be going away, and that sun will be peeking out just a bit more. And there will be 17 kilometer an hour winds, so very similar day tomorrow in North Battleford as to what we're experiencing right now in Lloyd. So good day here, and it's going to be a good day in North Battleford tomorrow. Now, taking a look at tonight in Cold Lake, it's going to be a nice clear night at -10, and that wind will be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour. So a pretty good early March night compared to, you know, what we could have and what we have had in previous years in Cold Lake. And tomorrow it's going to be +5, so quite a nice day. The clouds will be kind of poking in and out, and that sun will be shining in and out alongside those clouds, and that wind will be at 15 kilometers an hour. So pretty similar day to today in Lloydminster, but in Cold Lake it will be a little bit warmer tomorrow. Now tonight in Lloyd, it's going to get down to -11, clear to partly cloudy, and that wind will stay at about what it is right now, and it's going to be 13 kilometers an hour. Now taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, at 6 a.m. it'll be mostly clear and -10. That's going to warm up to -2 at noon. It'll be partly sunny. It's going to get even warmer at 6 p.m. It's going to get right to a nice 0, and it'll be mostly sunny. So those clouds are going to dial back a bit, and it is going to warm up as the day progresses. And then at midnight, it will be clear and -4. Now let's take a look at your 3-day forecast. Ending the week on Thursday, there will be some sun and some clouds. Same thing for Friday, except for the high will go from +3 on Thursday to +5 Friday. And then Saturday, partly sunny and mild, and it's going to get even warmer. It's going to get to +6. That is your first look at our evening weather. We'll be back with more news after the break.
Both the men's and women's ACAC futsal championships will be taking place at the Lakeland Gym from March 7th to the 9th. Our Thomas Wildman has a preview of the event.
Today I'm joined by Kevin Wagner, the head coach of the Lakeland Rustlers men's futsal team. He's here today to talk about the ACAC men's and women's futsal championships, which will be taking place here at Lakeland College. And so thank you so much for joining me today, Kevin.
Well, thanks for having me on.
And so, Kevin, you have been with the soccer and futsal program for a number of years. So tell me how proud you are that Lakeland is once again going to be hosting the futsal championships.
We go back in futsal 15 years. For all 15, I was with the men's program, and the first 10 with the women's as well. We're super happy to have it futsal in our home court. We haven't hosted futsal since 2017. So this is fun, and it's great for our players who haven't had any opportunity in, you know, even their fourth years. They've never played a home futsal game on our home court.
And you mentioned that your team is getting to play in front of the home crowd for the first time in a very long time. Tell me how much of an advantage that is and how special it is for your team.
Well, it'll be foreign territory, probably a little bit of nerves, to be fair. Just not used to having the home crowd that close to you. Our crowd is super close to our court, and so it'll be fun. It's an opportunity for our players to take advantage of playing in front of your home court, and some family that'll be coming in, and fans as well. So no, we're very much looking forward to it.
And then we'll focus a little bit on the men's futsal team. How has the season been going for you guys so far?
Our men's program, we've had highs and lows throughout this season. We ended up third, which is fine. I mean, really, what futsal is developing is very competitive. It's developed into a league where you can win by 3-4 goals. You can play that same team an hour later and lose by 3 or 4 goals. So we've been working on our 3 core values on the court, which is our defensive capabilities, our timely goals, and goalkeeping. So we stick true to those, and that's what it's been about for this whole season. So that's what we've been working on. Both men's and women's side, are in the mix. Any of the teams, to be fair, we could be going for gold. We could be going for easily not for gold with just a bounce that goes the wrong way, a counter attack that we let up or that we put in. It makes a difference with winning and losing, because it will be that close.
And when does the action get underway for both your team as well as the women's team?
Yeah, tickets are just at the gate, so you're on arrival is when our games are. For the most part, we know when our first 2 games are for each team. So on Friday, our men's team is playing 3:30 versus Red Deer. Our women's team plays prior to that against 1 o'clock against Medicine Hat. And then men's team on Saturday is at 9 a.m. against Nate, and the women are at 1:30 against Nate as well.
Thank you so much for all the information today, Kevin, and good luck to you and the rest of the Rustlers at the playoffs this weekend.
The spring bowling leagues are just around the corner at Lloyd Lanes, and there is a league for everyone. Our Randy Cormish got a chance to speak with the owner to learn more.
Today I'm joined by Jody McDonald, who is the owner of Lloyd Lanes, and today we're just going to be talking about the spring leagues that are coming up. So thank you so much for joining me today, Jody. Would you be able to just start off by telling me a bit about the spring leagues and what everyone should expect?
So coming up, first off, we are trying to run a homeschool league, and that would actually start next week. It's going to run on Tuesdays, March 11th to May 6th. It's an 8-week league and would be at 10:30 every morning. We offer 2 games, shoes, and weekly prizes. So for any signing up, I have it here. You might see this on Facebook. There's a form to sign up if you're interested. And the other one we have going on is a adult or kids. It can be anyone. It's more of an evening league. It's a no tap spring league, which means that when people are bowling, if they knock all the pins down but the end ones on their first ball, it counts as a strike, which a lot of people like. If you've ever been bowling here, sometimes you end up leaving those corner pins up. And that one would run April 16th to June 25th. It will run on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. There'll be 3 games, 50-50s team points, and it's $15 per bowler per week. Once again, you'll find this online, Facebook, and it has the handy dandy sign up form. And our other league that we have is going to be a family league. We've been running this for about 4 or 5 years now. Super fun. It's a great way to get all the family out together because there's not a lot you can always do as a family. Family doesn't always need blood though either. So we've had some different combinations sign up in the past and it's gone great. So this one would run on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. April 29th to June 24th. It's a 9-week league. It'll be $50 per team per week with a max of 5 bowlers, and that would include your shoe rentals. It also is a no-tap format, and it involves the 3 games, 50-50s, and weekly prizes as well. So this is the form you would see online. Sign-ups online. And the last one of the leagues that we're trying to promote is a youth spring league. We were unsure if people would be into that or not with all the other sports. So I have this online. It's just an interest form to see if there was a day that maybe we would be able to work one up and start it if there was enough interest. So if your kids are interested in a spring bowling league, just a fun one, just look for this on Facebook. And very lastly, the Kids Bowl Free will be running again this summer. A lot of people in Lloydminster really enjoyed that, and so we will be promoting that in the next month or so.
Awesome. That sounds so much fun. That sounds great. Yeah. And then I was just wondering, I know you kind of already explained it,
Yeah.
but how and where do people sign up? Is it just online or how does that
You
work?
know, we have the Google Forms online. They can also email lloydlanesbowling@gmail.com if they are having trouble finding any of the information, and we can definitely help them out there.
Okay, perfect. And then, yeah, is there just any specific requirements that anyone needs to join, or is it just anyone can join kind of thing?
Anyone can join. These are fun spring leagues. It's like no experience necessary. It's a great way if you haven't bowled before in a league to kind of come in, get your feet wet, figure it out, and just a fun outing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then I know you said that there'd be some weekly prizes. Would you be able to just explain that a little more?
They're pretty minimal. We run them with our kids leagues and some of our beer leagues and our Dolls with Balls league. That's a fun league that's running right now. But what we do is for points over your own average, we give out little prizes like, it could be a pop, it could be chicken wings, it could be fries. Like there's just little monetary prizes that get handed out for anyone who can beat their own average, like higher than everyone else.
Oh, okay, okay. That
Yeah.
sounds awesome. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, is there just anything else you wanted to add just for anyone that might be interested in joining the league?
Um, Not really, just definitely find those forms on our Facebook, or you can always email us or even stop on down and we can get you guys in the right direction.
Awesome. Yeah, well, that's all the questions I have for you today, Jody. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this, and I look forward to hearing how the spring leagues turn out.
One of the things that can be contentious during a separation or divorce is the custody of pets. Stacey Comer has more on this week's episode of Healthy Thriving Family After Divorce.
Stephanie Dobson is back with us once again this week. Stephanie is a lawyer, mediator, and online educator with Hankin Divorce Law and Mediation offices in both Edmonton and Lloydminster. Stephanie, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Stacey. Nice to see you.
Well, we're switching it up a little bit this week, talking about a subject that I don't believe we've talked about in the times that we've been doing these interviews, and that's pets and how it works with a situation where you have separation or divorce. So, the first question, Stephanie, are pets treated like children when it comes to separation and divorce, or how does that work?
Well, it's a hard one because pets are living beings, but at the same time, they are not children, and so there's this sort of gap in how I think how pets are treated in a separation and divorce. So there really is no such thing as custody of a pet like there is parenting of a child. A pet is considered personal property in a separation and divorce, and so that means that the rules of property division actually apply. It's a very difficult way to look at a loving member of your family and how they would be treated, but that's how the law treats them. So we're going to hopefully today look at some options for resolution, and so that we can treat them a little bit more like the beings that they are, the family members that they are.
If it does come down to a situation where, I guess I'll use the term parents, pet parents, have to go to court because they can't come to an agreement, what does that look like?
Well, just like resolving a property dispute is, okay, there's a house, who's going to keep the house, or there's a business, or there's a bank account. It's the same thing. It's who will the pet owner be going forward. So it's not as much about sharing the pet, it's about ownership. To the court. So how does that ownership get determined? There's lots of factors, and I'm going to give a few examples here, but of course it's a non-exhaustive list. But there are things like whose name is on the receipt for the purchase of the pet. Is there any evidence that the pet was gifted to one of the spouses? If you looked at the veterinarian's office, whose name would be there at the vet's office, and who generally takes care of the pet? So of course, this is not an exhaustive list, but it gives you a flavor for the kinds of things that the court would look at.
And ideally, Stephanie, obviously, you don't want to have to take it as far as court. So I guess, what are the other options for people who have pets that are going through separation or divorce if they really want to avoid court?
Well, just like in any dispute when you're separating, you don't have to go to court. There are other options. We've talked about these in previous episodes ad nauseum. Things like mediation, there's collaborative divorce, there's do it yourself, and then of course there's divorce court, which is what we're trying to avoid here. So you have the same resolution options for property disputes and parenting disputes as you do for pet disputes. So if you're getting a divorce professional involved, mediation or the collaborative divorce process would be really options that give you a little bit of professional assistance, but not in such a way that there is a third party decision maker like a judge that's going to implement these harsh rules like let's treat our pets like property. So we want to, focus on the goals like how do we maintain a relationship with this beloved pet rather than choosing a winner and a loser.
So, what can people do that are in relationships now, even if there's no plans for a separation or divorce, but when it comes to dealing with pets and, in the inevitable fact that something could happen, even if it's not separation and divorce, there could be, death or anything like that. Is there something that people can be doing now in relationships to kind of prepare for dealing with pets?
Well, most people, when they get married or they start living together, they don't necessarily plan for separation or divorce by way of any kind of a formalized written agreement. And same goes for pets. When people are living together, married or not, and they get a pet, they don't typically plan for what would happen in the event of a separation. But I would highly recommend that you do just like I would recommend that you do for your assets and debts division. I would certainly recommend that you write down your intentions when the pet is purchased as to what would happen in the event of a separation or divorce. So things like, would you continue to share the pet or not? Will major decisions be shared? Sounds very much like parenting, but it really is. There will be things like surgeries, healthcare, dental care, nutrition, discipline for the pet. Yes, even discipline. Will the pet have a time sharing schedule just like children? And what about the finances? Of course, it's very expensive to raise pets. And so what happens with vet bills, food, boarding, training, and other kinds of expenses?
All right, Stephanie. Well, this has been a very interesting topic once again. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will be back to talk to you again next week.
Nice to see you, Stacy.
Coming up after the break, our Lane Hoffert will have another look at our evening weather forecast.
Welcome back. Let's take a second look at your evening weather. Right now in Lloydminster, it's +1. That wind is blowing at just a light 15 kilometers an hour. It's pretty light, I guess, compared to what we normally get around here, and that wind chill making it feel closer to -3. It's a nice day out. There's some sun, just a few clouds kind of poking in here and there, but overall quite a beautiful day in Lloydminster and as well as the rest of central Alberta. In Athabasca, Edmonton, and Rocky Mountain House, it's +4. Red Deer +2, Cold Lake +3, Whitecourt, Edson, and Jasper are all at a nice +5. Little bit cooler in Saskatchewan, but still a nice day. In Meadow Lake and North Battleford at 0. Prince Albert and Saskatoon -1, and Melfort -2. Up north a little bit cooler in Uranium City and Stony Rapids -13. Wollaston Lake -16. South End Reindeer -9. Flin Flon -6. And the Losh and Buffalo Narrows are at -4. In Fort Chipewyan, it's -10. High Level in Fort McMurray -2. Peace River +3. Grand Prairie +2, and Slave Lake at 0. Now down in southern Alberta and Coronation it's 0. Medicine Hat at 6. Lethbridge 5. Calgary 4. And Banff is at 2. In southern Saskatchewan, Kindersley and Moose Jaw are sitting at 0. Swift Current is at 1. Yorkton and Regina are at -2, and Estevan is at -1. Now taking a look at tonight in North Battleford, it's going to be -14, mostly clear, and that wind is not going to be too prominent. It's just going to be at 9 kilometers an hour. So a pretty nice night in North Battleford. Maybe a little bit chilly, more bunny hug weather than just the t-shirt and shorts. In Cold Lake, it's going to be -10 and clear, and once again, that wind will not be too prominent, just at 11 kilometers an hour. So yeah, a good clear night in Cold Lake. You'll be able to see all of the stars and everything, and it won't be too chilly for early March. Now taking a look at tonight in Lloydminster, it's going to be clear to partly cloudy and -11, and that wind will be at 13 kilometers an hour. So it's going to die down just ever so slightly from the 15 it's at right now. It's just going to settle in to 13. Huge changes. I know that's how that wind seems to be in Lloydminster. Now taking a look at your overnight travel forecast. In Meadow Lake, it'll be -12 and partly cloudy. Bonnyville will be -9 and clear. Provost -10 with those clouds increasing. And then Isle La Crosse and Paradise Hill both at -13 with a bit of snow in Isle La Crosse. Now looking at some more temperatures. In Myrnam, it's going to be -9. Pierceland -11, as well as Wainwright. Unity -13 and Calgary at -5. It'll be a clear night in Calgary. Now taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we do have some pretty nice days ahead. And then it does look like the start of next week going to be a little bit cooler, but then it does look like that sun will be coming out again a week from today. So tomorrow, sun and some clouds with a high of +3. Friday, some times of clouds and sun with that high being at +5. Saturday, a nice day, partly sunny and mild with a high of +6. And then Sunday, those clouds will be a little more in your face, and the high will be at +3. And then Monday, we're going to be getting, you know, some less good weather, but for now, it's pretty good.
Yeah, we can't complain with what we got right now. There are some precipitation on the horizon, but, you know, it's not bad for what's this time of year at all.
That's right. You know, March, you never really know what to expect. There could be, you know, blizzard, could feel like summer, so I'm glad we're just having some nice kind of early spring weather.
Exactly. That is all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great night.